Hello, my name is Groovy, or if you know me, I'm Magazine Nolan on Twitter. I'm the creator of One with the Stage, and I wanted to make this video to properly introduce you guys to the show as a whole. This video will have 3 parts: the story, the production, and general thoughts. Let's get started! By the way, before we start anything, I'm going to ask you guys to please subscribe to our channel, just in case, and because your support really helps us out and shows us that you want to see more of this type of content. Alright, let's get started for real now. One with the Stage takes place 4 years after the original show by Cheesy H of J, which means everyone is safe and back on Earth. The teenagers are now adults, and the children are now teenagers. Examples being, Taylor and Charisse are adults now and live together in their own apartment, Kylie has moved into where Bryce lived in the original show, and Charlie is now in elementary school, where he's mostly forgot about one as a whole, but only remembers a green backpack. Everything's fine and dandy for everyone, but what about Aerie? In the pilot, Aerie has died a 3rd time by unknown causes, and ends up in a place called the Waiting Room. A place where people who did some not so good things end up, but can get a second chance at life. Sound familiar? I promise it's not based on that. Think of it as purgatory and hell mixed into one. In the TWR, you can basically wait eternally for your number to be called. That's mostly the hellish part. Think of it as like, your number is 2,763, but the counter is currently on 36. It's pretty bad, not gonna lie. But since the waiting room is infinite and always full, you're always bound to meet someone, which is exactly what happens as we meet our secondary main character for the show, Sorty, an object from the year 2014 who was killed by means of elimination, and because he was mean. Another thing that happens in the waiting room is a talk show. Well, not exactly an actual talk show you can watch, it's Afterlife exclusive. Late Night with Natasha Hourglass. Here, you can decide not only your recovery fate, but also get interviewed at the same time. Wow! There's only one problem though. There's only one recovery option: theater keeping. Theater keeping is the act of living in a theater for a year or so and doing completely mundane and safe tasks for Natasha around the theater, like sleeping, or stealing an Epps dragon egg for unknown reasons, because all the others suck, like really sucks. Corpse partner? Horrifying. Reincarnation? Psh, that's overrated. Moving on and finding peace? Nah. Natasha's way of recovery was 100% safe and effective. Emphasis on safe and effective! The theater may or may not be unlivable though. Skipping past that, let's fast forward to a couple of days. Aerie and Sorty are given the task of getting the band back together, because every good director needs a cast and crew for their show. But just who are these people they need to gather up? Batch 1, excluding Charlie, including Parker, and Owen, and Charisse. Yeah. But, they get through it. Mundane adventure after mundane adventure. Oh, and also the world around them is musical now because someone decided it'd be a good idea to open an ancient-looking jewelry box. That clearly says, "Do not open." Sure it did. Anyways, blah blah, these 8 are now tangled up in whatever Aerie's up to, unfortunately. But at least when this is over, they won't have to see Aerie ever again, right? Right? Aerie has an evil ex-boyfriend in this show.
Do you see Banana Man hopping over on the white hot sand? Here he comes with some for me.
So far, me and the crew have basically got nothing done, except for like the pilot script. I had to rewrite it because it sucked really bad before. Sorry if I used sucked a lot. 2 or 3 demos for songs, and filming the live action intro for the pilot. But perfection takes time, and practice, and lots of time. Which is why the due date for the pilot is mostly going to be in 2025, because we barely have anything done yet, and I don't think we can get it out late 2024, if I'm going to be super honest. And because this is my first object show ever, I do not have Adobe Animate or can animate. I can storyboard and conceptualize through art and writing, but I cannot animate for the life of me. I can animate a little. I know how to do like frame by frame animation. I've just been like kind of practicing, but that's not the point. I am not like the OST creators who have connections to cool people or can animate beautifully. I was in the background for most of 2022. I have 500 followers on Twitter. Kind of a flex because we're almost at 600, but apparently Twitter suck on YouTube. Twitter bad, which I can understand. And my main YouTube channel is basically dead. Please don't feel bad for me. I'm just kind of explaining, to be honest. Okay. But that changes today. I can make a small dent in the OSC with this show I'm making. I have no idea how large the show is gonna get, but the most I can see is a couple thousand views and a couple comments from random people and my friends. But that's okay. As long as my show is out there and in the world and people can look at it and go, wow, that's a really neat idea for an object show, I am okay with this. But for real, we have like basically nothing done, and musicals take a long time to make because rehearsing is a thing. You have to practice your lines, and then you have to practice the dance, and then you have to practice the lights and how you're going to move on the stage. But it's an animated musical, so we're not really worrying about that type of stuff, except recording lines and getting the animation together, and mostly just stuff that takes to make an object show. But it's not, oh, this is probably never going to be on the stage. You could say it's never gonna be one on the stage.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Okay. I said it. Okay, sorry. Musicals are magical, and being in one is even more magical in a sense. So with the time we take on the show, I hope this show will remind you of how magical and full of whimsy plays can be. There's a reason why they release stage plays and musicals around Christmas time, in a way. You know? It's because they're magical, and Christmas time is magical. Okay. Yeah, okay. Last topic. Okay. We're gonna do the last topic now.
Then, when all is said and done, I still think of what we could have been.
I'm gonna be so honest with all of you. I almost gave up on this show like 3 times. Once because I felt like it wasn't worth it. Twice because I was feeling way discouraged and envious of how other creators were getting their shows out super quickly. I guess that's a normal thought, I don't know. And thrice was because I lost what I considered a close friend of mine, and it just made me it really fucked up my mental state, to be honest. As well as feeling like my crew was disinterested in my show. Luckily, they reassured me they still fucked with it, and that I'm happy about. One song I want to mention that I feel resembles Oates closely is Defying Gravity from Wicked. Obvious choice, I know, but hear me out. Because no matter how many times you fall down, everyone deserves their chance to fly and land that last high note perfectly. Which is what the show is about. Eri learns slowly but surely on how to be a better person. He's still gonna have that same weird energy that surrounds him, but he's just more confident and aware of what's around him. And that's what matters the most to me. No matter how many quote-unquote mundane adventures he goes on, he's learning how to flourish and grow not just as Eri, but as Marshall Aeolus Emerson. Thank you so much for 200 subscribers, by the way. Never in my life did I think this channel would grow as I thought it would, especially with a project like this. I have many plans for this channel before the pilot airs and the story starts, but this is just the beginning of Eri's story. More soon. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. I love you. Platonically. This is my first time making one of these types of videos. Okay. Bye!
And then, when all is said and done, I still